456 players entered those games broke, desperate, drowning in debt they'd never escape. Sound familiar? It should. Because right now, 52 million South Koreans are playing their own deadly game. The prize isn't 45 billion won, it's survival. The penalty isn't elimination, it's everything you've ever worked for, gone. Your family, your home, your future, erased. Welcome to the real Squid Game. And this time, there's no pink guards to end your misery. Just endless debt that follows you until the day you die. Remember the marble game? Friends betraying friends for survival? That's happening in Korean families right now. Parents stealing from their children's college funds. Kids lying about their family's financial shame. Husbands hiding credit card bills from wives. The trust is gone. The betrayal is real. Let me paint you a picture. Seoul 2024. A city where a tiny apartment costs more than most people will earn in their entire lifetime. Where young couples work 70-hour weeks and still can't afford to get married. Where having a baby is considered financial suicide. This isn't dystopian fiction. This is Tuesday in South Korea. The games start early. Age 5, your parents go into debt for private kindergarten. Age 10, more debt for after-school academies. Age 15, crushing debt for exam prep. By 18, before you've even lived, your family owes more money than your grandparents saw in their lifetimes. And this is just the beginning. Korean parents call it investment. I call it the first elimination round. Because families who can't pay, their kids don't make it to the next level. No good university, no decent job, no chance at the Korean dream. Game over before it started. But here's where it gets really twisted. The system is designed to make you borrow more. Low interest rates made everyone think they were getting a good deal. Banks handed out loans like candy on Halloween. Buy now, pay later became buy now, pay forever. The housing game is the cruelest of all. Imagine musical chairs, but when the music stops, homeless families get eliminated from society. Property prices in Seoul rose 50% in just 4 years. 50%. While wages stayed flat. Do the math. It's impossible. But people kept borrowing anyway because what choice did they have? Young Koreans today face a choice player 456 would recognize. Stay in the game and drown slowly in debt. Or opt out of life entirely. No marriage, no kids, no home ownership. They call themselves the 3 giving up generation. I call them the walking eliminated. In Squid Game, the VIPs watched from golden rooms while players died below. In Korea's debt crisis, who are the VIPs? Property developers, loan sharks in expensive suits, politicians who own multiple homes while preaching about helping the common people. They're not watching from above, they're profiting from below. The rules are simple and brutal. Rule 1. Everything costs more than you can afford. Rule 2. You must buy it anyway or lose social status. Rule 3. Borrow whatever it takes to keep playing. Rule 4. When you can't pay, borrow more. Rule 5. There is no exit. Let's talk about the education elimination round. Korean kids spend 13 hours a day studying. 13 hours. That's longer than most adults work. Parents pay 75% of their income on private tutoring. 75%. They eat rice and kimchi for dinner so their child can have extra math classes. This isn't love. This is survival strategy in a game where second place means your bloodline ends. The career game is just as rigged. You study for 18 years to get a job that pays barely enough to service your student loans. You work until midnight, sleep 4 hours, and wake up to do it again. Korean workers put in more hours than anywhere else on Earth. And for what? The privilege of staying in debt until they die. Then comes the marriage elimination round. Korean men need to prove they can afford an apartment before any woman will marry them. Korean women need to prove they're worth the financial investment. Romance dies when love becomes a business transaction. Marriage rates are crashing. Birth rates are the lowest in human history. The country is literally dying because people can't afford to live. But the housing game, that's the final boss. Seoul apartments cost 12 times the average yearly salary. 12 times. In New York, it's 5 times. In London, 8 times. Korean families mortgage 3 generations to buy a box in the sky. grandparents, parents, and unborn children, all enslaved to the same loan. And here's the sickest part. The government knew this was happening. They watched families destroy themselves and did nothing. Why? Because the VIPs were making too much money. Property taxes fund the government. Construction companies employ millions. The debt machine keeps the economy running, even as it kills the people inside it. Remember player 001, the old man who created the games? Korea's debt crisis has its own player 001, a system that profits from human desperation and calls it capitalism. In Squid Game, elimination meant instant death. In Korea's debt crisis, elimination is slower but just as final. Mental breakdown, family destruction, social exile, the walking dead who look alive but died inside years ago. Korea has the 4th highest suicide rate in the world. 4th. And guess what the #1 reason is? Money problems, debt stress, the shame of not being able to pay. In Korean culture, financial failure isn't just personal, it's generational shame that stains your family name forever. Let me tell you about real elimination. A small business owner takes a loan to expand. COVID hits, sales drop. The loan payments don't. He borrows more to pay the first loan, then borrows again to pay the second. The debt grows like cancer. His wife leaves. His kids stop talking to him. His health fails, his business dies. And at the end, he's alone in a room with a rope, thinking it's the only way to save his family from the debt he created. That's not fiction. That's happening right now, all across Korea. Middle-aged men are disappearing from their families rather than face the shame of bankruptcy. Elderly parents are working delivery jobs until they collapse because their children can't support them and pay their own debts. The young generation is choosing elimination voluntarily. They call it lying flat, refusing to participate in a game they can't win. No marriage, no children, no property, no debt. They work part-time jobs, live with parents, and wait for the system to collapse. They're the first generation in Korean history to deliberately choose failure because success has become impossible. Korean families are being torn apart from the inside. Children blame parents for not leaving them inheritance. Parents blame children for not earning enough to support the family. Siblings fight over who has to take care of aging parents. The debt crisis isn't just destroying bank accounts, it's destroying the social bonds that held Korean society together for centuries. And the government? They're still playing make-believe, pretending this is a temporary problem that will fix itself. Like the Squid Game creators, they've convinced themselves that the suffering is necessary for the greater good. The greater good being keeping property values high and banks profitable. So what happens next? Does Korea pull a Gaihun and walk away from the game? Or does it double down like player 218 and fight to the bitter end? The government is trying what they call a soft landing, slowly raising interest rates, gently cooling the property market, carefully reducing household debt. It's like trying to defuse a bomb while it's already exploding. Too little, too late, and everyone knows it. New rules are coming. Banks can't lend as much. Property buyers need bigger down payments. Debt-to-income ratios are capped. But these changes only affect new players. The millions already trapped in the game, they're still drowning. Some families are finding ways to cheat the system. Fake divorces to buy multiple properties. Shell companies to hide assets. Cryptocurrency gambling to try and win big fast. But cheating in Korea's debt game is like cheating death. You might delay it, but you can't escape it forever. The smart money is already leaving. Rich Koreans are buying property in other countries. Wealthy families are sending their kids abroad for education. They're abandoning ship while the middle class goes down with it. Just like the VIPs in Squid Game, they'll watch from a safe distance as everyone else fights for survival. 456 players entered those fictional games. Only one survived. In Korea's real debt game, 52 million people are playing, and unless something changes soon, most of them won't make it out alive either. The games continue. The question is, will you be a player, a VIP, or will you refuse to play at all? If this video moved you or made you think twice about the world we live in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Squid Game Reality. Thanks for watching, and remember, In the real game, there are no do-overs.